Good morning, all of you. This is Jaswinder, Managing Director at P.EDUCATORS, Institute of IELTS Tohana. Today's class is about formal versus informal words. Before turning to the class, I would like to tell you why we need formal words. In your IELTS writing, in your IELTS essay, you need to write formal words rather than using informal words. Therefore, I have brought some words that will help you to understand what are the formal words, what are informal words. So I would highly recommend you to use the formal words in your essay so that your essay can become more impressive. You are not supposed to use informal words. Okay, before turning to the class, once again, I would request you to like and subscribe our channel so that you can get all the updates and make your learning more effective. Let's talk about formal and informal words. The first word, that is find out. This word is informal. You should not use this word in your essay. Instead of writing find out, you should use the word discover. For example, many students write scientists should find out medicines to overcome the problem of coronavirus. Instead of saying scientists should find out, we need to say scientists should discover the medicines in order to overcome the pandemic COVID-19. This is how you could see discover is a formal word that you can use. Find out is informal word that you should not use. Now, the second word is deal with. Many of you have a habit of writing the word deal with. In fact, this is a phrase, deal with. uh, People should make efforts to deal with the problem of global warming. Instead of using deal with, you should write down address. People should make joint efforts to address the problem of global warming. To address means to control, to overcome. In this way, I am suggesting you to use address instead of writing deal with. If you have a habit of writing such informal words, please try to avoid using such informal words. In order to have replacement, I am telling you some formal words that you can use to avoid using of informal words. Okay, the next word is show. Okay, so in this essay, I would like to show some specific reasons and solutions to solve this problem. If you write show, this is informal, you should write I would like to demonstrate. Demonstrate itself is a vocab word and very impressive word you can use. So I would like to demonstrate the reasons and solutions to overcome this worrying concern. This is how we use demonstrate. Instead of using show, you should write demonstrate. If you are habitual of using show, try to avoid it in your essay. You must write demonstrate. Let's talk about the next word, that is start. Many students have a habit of writing to start with. when they start their first body para, BP1, they write to start with. Don't write start. Instead of writing start, you should write down to commence with. Instead of writing start, you should write to commence with. It is also very impressive word, so you can use commence instead of show. Oh, sorry, start. Next word is but. Many of you write but. But is a very common word which we have to use many times in our essay. Sometimes it is unavoidable. We have a habit of writing but because it is the word which is used very frequently in our essays in our language. Somehow you can use but I would request you to use however instead of but. So some people believe that doing the same job for whole life is a good idea, but others have conflicting views. Instead of writing but, we could write like some people think that doing the same job for whole life is a good idea, full stop. However, comma, others have contrasting views. So instead of using but, you are supposed to use however. Next we have is so. Once again, so is very common word, very frequently used. In your spoken English, it can be okay to some extent because people are so used to use so. Instead of using so in your essay of your IELTS test, you must use thus, therefore, thence, hence, or consequently. So you must use the word thus, or you can also use therefore as replacement of so. Try to avoid using so as it is informal word and does not appeal to your essay writing. The next word here is to sum up. To sum up, many of you have a habit of writing to sum up when you talk about conclusion. When you go ahead for the conclusion, you write to sum up. Instead of writing to sum up, you are expected to use in conclusion or to recapitulate. You can write to recapitulate or in conclusion instead of writing to sum up, because to sum up is informal. The next word here is a lot of. Many students have a habit of writing a lot of. There are a lot of reasons behind this problem. A lot of is informal and it can degrade the standard of your essay if you use it frequently, many times. So avoid using a lot of. Instead of writing a lot of, you can write down numerous, manifold. They sense more formally. So you can use numerous or manifold. There are manifold reasons behind this worrying concern. There are numerous factors influencing people to buy more and more things. So these are the two words for the replacement of a lot of. The next word I have is totally. Many of students write, I would totally disagree with this statement. So you should write, I completely disagree with the given statement. Instead of writing totally, you have to use completely or entirely, entirely. Okay, entirely can also be used instead of totally. So avoid using totally. If you are habitual of using the word totally, try to avoid it. The next word here is really and Many of you um, say like mm, um, constructing flyovers could really be very helpful to overcome the problem of traffic. Instead of using really, you can use the word definitely. Constructing flyovers could definitely be a reliable solution to overcome the problem of traffic. Or in any other sentence, any other situation, you must use definitely instead of using really. Really is informal word, can be used in speaking terms, but in writing terms, you must avoid using really. Instead of using really, you must use definitely. Next word, many of the students use the shortcuts. I would cross these words which are not supposed to be used here. I should cross all these. Okay, and I should tick mark also the word you should use. Okay, yes, so fine. Many of you use the word net. Many students are in hurry and they may lack time. In order to manage their time, they are in hurry, they use net instead of writing internet. You are not supposed to write net, you must write internet. The full form internet is appropriate rather than using the word net. This is informal way to explain. Next we have is kids. Many of you have a habit of writing kids. I would like to tell you kid or kids, the word is informal. You should write the word children, or you could say adolescents for children instead of writing kids, because kids is the word which is informal. Next we have cheap. Many students write cheap. Most of people prefer to use trains as they are cheap mode of traveling. Instead of using the word cheap, most of people prefer to use trains as they are inexpensive mode of traveling. So write the word inexpensive rather than using the word cheap. Next is smart. So people are smart enough to understand the uh, problems caused by excessive consumption of fast food. So people are intelligent enough to understand the problems caused by excessive consumption of fast food, or in any way you can use the word intelligent rather than using smart. Or we could say people are smart enough to understand the value of natural resources. People are intelligent enough. So instead of writing smart enough, people are intelligent enough, you should write down. People are intelligent enough to understand the problems related to environment. So it depends on the essay, how we are writing, what kind of situation we are into. So it depends how you find the situation. The ultimate, the final, conclusively, if I have to say, then try to use word intelligent rather than using the word smart. The next and the last word is photo. Many people write photos or photo in short in the essay. They are supposed to write photographs. They are supposed to write photographs instead of writing the word photo or photos. Because photo or photos, they sound informal. You are supposed to write formal words. Formal word, that would be photograph. or photographs. So guys, these are formal versus informal, or in other words, informal versus formal. So you should understand the difference between formal and informal words. Formal language is highly recommended. You are highly recommended to use formal words in your essay or in your entire test, I would say, rather than using the informal words. So if you are habitual of using informal words, try to avoid using such informal words which I have explained to you, so that your band score do not get deducted and you get the full positive credit for your essay. Have a great day from my side. Like the video if you find it worth watching, if you find it useful for your preparation. Have a great day, and keep complimenting so that I can bring some more valuable videos for you for your preparation. Have a great day from my side. Enjoy your day.